guys, today we're gonna be learning how to make makimono or makizushi, which is another word for rolled sushi. I'll be showing you the three most important steps, which are how to make the vinegared sushi rice, preparing your ingredients to go into your roll, and how to roll. So, let's get rolling! Okay guys, time for you to learn how to be a sushi master at home. Makizushi or rolled sushi is a pretty easy dish and super fun to make with family and friends. So let's get started. For sushi rice, I've shown you how to make this before, so let's go over it quickly. Add a piece of kombu or dried kelp to your rice before you cook it for some umami flavor. Let that cook and then prepare the vinegar mixture in the separate bowl. We will mix 60 milliliters of vinegar, 18 grams of sugar, and 13 grams of salt. This is for 3 servings, which is about 450 grams of rice with 540 milliliters of water. It's 10% less water than usual because the vinegar mixture will be added later. We want to whisk that until everything is completely dissolved and we begin to see bubbles. Once our rice is done, we take out the kombu. Add this to a mixing bowl and pour our vinegar mixture over our rice through a sieve, just in case there's anything undissolved left in there. And now the important part, you want to cut through the rice with the rice paddle or spatula as you turn the bowl. This will stop you from crushing any rice grains. Once your vinegared sushi rice is all mixed together, we want to fan it a little bit to help it cool down, and we will set that aside. Rice job, guys? Get it? Rice job. Never mind. Okay, next, we want to prepare some of the ingredients to put in our rolled sushi. This is really up to you, as sushi rolls can be whatever you want. But let me show you some common ingredients here in Japan. First up is cucumber. We call a plain cucumber roll kappamaki in Japanese. When I was training as a sushi chef, my master, Oyakata, always taught me to peel off the round end like this, and then take the seeds out. But as long as you make it a rectangular shape, you should be fine. Another common ingredient is shiso leaves or perilla leaves, and all we need to do is just cut in half like this. Shiso has quite a tangy, unique taste, which will give our rolls a nice kick. Next up is some chopped scallions. Very common to use with tuna. And less traditional, but still tasty, is avocado, which you won't see so much in expensive sushi places in Japan, but is quite popular now in chain sushi places or revolving sushi restaurants. Just cut that in half and remove the stone so we can spoon it into our sushi later. In terms of fish, this really depends on where you are and what you can get your hands on. But you really want to have really fresh cuts. These may be labeled as sushi grade in your country, but maybe ask your local fishmonger if they're fine to be used for sushi. I have a few different things here, including tuna. It doesn't have to be really fatty, expensive tuna, seeing as we'll be mixing with a lot of different ingredients. But we want to cut these into long rectangles, as well as some salmon, and we'll do the same thing. I have some crab meat here too, which we will just pull apart by hand. You can even use imitation crab if you prefer. And also sujiko, which is the salmon eggs. This has quite a salty flavor that I really like. We just want to cut these into small pieces like this. I also have kazunoko, which is herring roll, which we usually eat at New Year's in Japan. So it's a little bit fancy. A little bit like caviar. We will cut that up into pieces as well. I will also be using the Dashi Tamago I made in my last video, so make sure to check that out. And now that's all done, it's on to the last step, rolling. There are a few different ways you can do this. The easiest way is to use one of these bamboo sushi rollers, but I will show you how to do it without one too. First, we'll make some HOSO-MAKI, which literally means thin roll. We will take our dried nori seaweed and fold this in half. You want to have a rectangular shape like this. You will also notice nori has a rough side and a shiny side. We want to make it so the rice goes on the rough side. So let's put down our nori on the sushi roller. And then you want to cover your hands in a little bit of water before you touch the rice. This will stop it from sticking. Then take a handful of rice, which is now completely cooled down. And you want a cylinder of rice like this, but you can always add a bit more if it's not enough. We will put this on the nori while squashing it down until it's spread across the length of our nori. And then we will spread it out evenly. You can always add a bit more rice to the places that look a bit thin. But we want to keep the edge of our nori furthest away from us without rice, as this will help it keep its shape later. Next is wasabi. You can skip this if you want, but we just want a pea-sized amount on our fingertip, and we will spread this down the center of the rice. Now our ingredients. Let's add some tuna to this one. And then we want to position it so the edge of our nori reaches the end of our roller. Then we will fold it up so our nori reaches just where the rice ends. Then we will roll that up and press firmly on the top. And done! That's our HOSO-MAKI. You can do this with cucumber as well to get a traditional kappa-maki, or with scallions and diced tuna called NEGITORO, which I showed you before in the previous video. Now, we've done thin rolls, let's do some fat rolls. These are called FUTO-MAKI in Japanese. The basics are the same, but we will place the nori the opposite way so it's longer, like this. Place our rice, and then we have the space to add a bunch of different fillings. Let's try tuna, cucumber, dashi maki tamago, crab, and our fish eggs, anything you like. And then once again, roll that so our nori reaches where the rice ends. And press down on the top. You can always use a damp towel to help keep things inside if you overfill it. Try using a bunch of different fillings to see what you like. Makizushi doesn't have to be so strict. And if you don't have a bamboo sushi roller, you can use aluminum foil instead. Just make sure to fold it over a few times like this, so it's strong enough not to fall apart when you roll. You can also fold the edges to stop it from coming apart. But the folding will be exactly the same as before, so if you can get hold of a roller, this is a good alternative. And even without this, you can try to make temakizushi or hand-rolled sushi. Hold the nori in one hand and place your rice diagonally on it like this. Add your ingredients and roll into your cone. Finally, use 1 to 2 grains of rice as glue to stop the ends. Super simple and super tasty. Also, when you cut your rolled sushi, if you dip your knife in water beforehand, you'll stop the rice from sticking. So, give these sushi rolls a try, guys, and let me know in the comments what sort of combinations you tried. In my next video, we will also have a very special guest to help me make some delicious fried chicken. So make sure you check that out. And remember, after we eat, we all say, ごちそうさまでした!